Hi YouTube! So I'm going to make this video about what to expect after you have your daughter or your son. So the time you're in the hospital after having them and the first few days at home. So I'm going to start out right after you have your baby. They're going to immediately after cleaning you up and stitching you up or whatever you have to do, they're going to have you put on like these, like first they give you these really thick pads. Like they're so thick and they're like this long. They're really long. They go from all the way like to your butt all the way to the front. Like they're really long. Aiden is over there on his toy and he's mad. I'm gonna grab him. What? Okay. So, yeah, they give you that, and then they take, at least at my hospital, what they did for an ice pack was they would take a newborn diaper and they would open it up, like the actual like diaper, and put ice inside of it. And so you would have the pad, and then you have an ice pack, and then I don't have the case for it, but they give you these wet, like, they look like the round face wipes, but they're not face wipes, obviously, and you put that on top of there, and it just feels so good, because you're so sore, and, like, the ice pack is cold, and the little wet wipes are really cold, and it just feels really good. So they immediately have you do that. And then they'll give you this. It's called Dermoplast. And every time you go to the bathroom, you spray this. And they also give you this, and you fill it up with warm water because you can't wipe. So when you like go to the bathroom and then you fill this up with warm water, and this is how you rinse yourself off. You like spray the water on you. And then you can kind of like dab yourself dry, but you can't wipe, and you don't want to because you're really sore. So they give you that to rinse, and then they give you this stuff and you spray it there. And I was so scared to do it because I thought it was gonna sting. Like I kept asking my doctor, or the nurse that was the first time you go to the bathroom, a nurse has to go with you if you've had an epidural because they don't want you to fall. So, I was like, is it gonna sting? Is it gonna sting? And she's like, no, it's not. And it does not sting. It feels so good. It just, like, numbs you. It, like, helps relieve the pain and everything. And it feels so good because it's also cold. So you spray that on you. And then every time you go to the bathroom, you have to redo the process. You have to get new pads, a new ice pack, and new wet cloth thingies. And so you have to do that every time you go to the bathroom. And so it's a lot of work, especially when you're sore and you can't really bend over, and it's just really hard to get around. So yeah, that's the things that you have to do as far as down there. If you're breastfeeding, you're going to have nurses coming in constantly wanting you to nurse the baby to see how they're doing with the nursing and trying to help you and everything, and it can get really annoying because I had like 20 nurses coming in like, okay, I'm gonna wake him up now, I want to see how he's eating, and it was really frustrating because he's finally like fallen asleep, and they'll come in and wake him up because they want to see how he's eating. They also they give you this paper and they make you keep track of how many poopy and wet diapers he has, and then how many times he's eaten and for how long. So they make you keep track of that while you're in the hospital. It's kind of annoying because, I mean, you're exhausted, you're tired, you don't want to write stuff down every time they eat and every time they go to the bathroom. So that kind of sucked. But they also make you do that. You also constantly have nurses coming in checking you to see, to make sure you're not bleeding excessively and all that stuff. So they're constantly coming in to check you. My nurses that would come in had like one other girl with them that is like in training. So the one nurse would check me, and then she would have the other girl check me and tell me what she and tell her what she thought because she was in training. So that was kind of annoying because then I'd be checked twice at one time. Um, so I mean, you get a lot of nurses constantly coming in checking your blood pressure and all that, which sucks. Um, they also ask you a lot of personal questions. So if you're shy and don't want to answer personal questions around people, just whenever the nurses come in, just ask whoever's in the room with you to leave because they will ask you extremely personal questions. So yeah. As far as the baby, nurses constantly come in and check him too, especially after they're circumcised. After they circumcised him, they came in every 5 minutes to every 30 minutes. Took off his diaper, unswaddled him, took off his diaper, and checked him, and put Vaseline on him and put the diaper back on. It was driving me insane, because for one, he obviously didn't feel good after being circumcised. And they would swaddle him, he'd fall asleep 5 minutes later after every time they would unswaddle him, he would scream and cry because he didn't like his diaper being changed. So they'd swaddle him and he'd stop crying and they'd leave. 5-10 minutes later they'd come back and do it again for like 5 hours before I got to go home, and it was driving me insane. And I also felt really bad for him because he was really tired. I felt really bad for him. But yeah, the nurses can get really annoying. Like, you think, oh, you know, the first few days in the hospital, they sleep a lot, so I'll just sleep when they sleep. You're going to get woken up constantly. One, from visitors, because you're going to get a lot of visitors. And two, the nurses constantly come in and wake you and the baby up. It drives me insane. It drove me insane. I'm sure it drove him insane, too. But they do that, and it's annoying. So you can obviously expect to not get much sleep in the hospital, and it sucks. And they also won't let you have your baby sleep on the bed with you. I did anyway, even though they told me you're not allowed to have the baby sleep in bed with you, it's dangerous. I did anyway. I was not gonna drop him. I wasn't gonna drop him. Plus, I was not gonna leave him swaddled laying on his back in the thing next to me because he was spitting up and he would like choke, and I did not want to be sleeping and him be choking. So I slept with him next to me. I didn't care what they said. So yeah. That's just me. It pissed me off that they were like, no, you can't have him sleep next to you.